Hello, let's continue our series of true wireless earphones review. I've got a few models yet in the queue, so probably I will release them in one row. And today we will talk about Shanling's MTW300. It's not their first attempt to release true wireless earphones. Previous one received limited appreciation, but in this one they've decided to give users maximum value, so they created pretty advanced model offering tons of features. Price is $130, and here used good dynamic drivers, modern codecs, long work time, and so on. So all that stuff you will get. And actually let's have a closer look. So package is small but done nicely. You can see that they highlighted some features: carbon nanotube dynamic driver, IPX7 waterproof, and battery life up to 35 hours. Of course it's with recharges in case. And on the back side they've listed few additional stuff. So high performance ceramic antenna, true wireless Bluetooth 5.2, so latest version, waterproof, and battery life up to 35 hours with charging case. And actually here is the explanation: 10 hours on single charge. I actually didn't get 10 hours, but above 7 hours you can get, but it depends on volume. On higher volume it will be less, with lower volume you will get more. And 16 ohms of impedance, I don't know, and 104 decibels of sensitivity. I don't know what sense it makes here as a specs, just out of curiosity. And what is more important here, it supports AAC, SBC, and aptX codec, so that's a good part here definitely. And inside, so here were earpieces themselves, but now they of course live in the case. It's quite expectable. And underneath we've got accessory set. So short manual, user guide. Let's get it out too. Where is the English version? So touch control, single tap volume down, double tap pause, resume playback, and volume up. Actually, you know, I think they used the most, one of the best control schemas. So I'm changing volume more often than everything else. So for me, single taps is a good idea. And triple taps, it's next and previous tracks. Of course, it would be nice to have that on double tap, but on double tap they decided to set pause or resume playback, so probably good combination of controls. You will get the cable for charging, just basic USB Type-C, and nothing besides that. And you will get a big set of tips, but actually pretty curious ones, because you will get two pair of pretty big tips, and you will get tons of tiny and small tips. I'm not sure what ears they are made for, like for example like this one, but maybe for people with small tiny channels or for kids it could be a good option. Anyway, such generosity in tip selection is another good stuff and good thing provided by Shanling. So here they are: small charging case made of metal. If I remember right, they mentioned zinc alloy here, and of course it reminds the cases used by MIFO. MIFO 07 I reviewed, so probably they are made on the same plant. But case is pretty nicely. It's small, compact, and feels really solid. It's a bit heavy, but you know, it feels very reliable and sturdy. Probably it's a good thing nowadays. So here how it's open, pretty nice metal hinge, so another good idea. And here are earpieces themselves. let's close them. They are small, compact, also remind the MIFO model I reviewed. Compact with slightly extended part for microphones, but not too big. Some additional holes, probably it's vent holes, or maybe additional microphones, but most probably it vents. And sensor areas here, LED indicators are present, so all that stuff that we can expect from the true wireless model. Inner part is made of plastic, so even when it's cold outside, cold metal won't touch your ears. They have average extension of spout, and that means average passive sound isolation. It will be enough for noisy street or for public transport, but of course on the plane or in subway you will probably need better isolation, or you'll have to raise volume higher. They are really comfortable in wearing, they hold signal pretty nice, with obvious exception when there are a lot of interference outside, so it's pretty common usage scenario. They have slow delay between video and audio. It's noticeable via spatial tests, but in regular life, for me, it's on the acceptable level. Background noise is really low here, so all that stuff that you can expect from the true wireless model, it does nicely, it works long, so it offers comfortable wearing, and all that stuff is present here. So in terms of all that exterior things, they are done on really good level, so I like it. And here is a traditional microphone test. I'm recording this part of the video using built-in microphones of Shanling MTW300, and I won't apply any gain correction or compensation, so this part will give you an idea of how their microphones sound. Before we proceed to the sound part, I will show you another fun accessory that is available for these true wireless earbuds. It's a silicone case. Probably this metal case is prone to scratching, and that's probably what we can expect from the metal case. So if you like, you can use such silicone case. I won't apply it because upper part holds with double-sided sticky tape. I won't apply it right now because I need to make photos of this case in its pure form for the review, but to give you an idea of how it looks, it will be something like that. So you can get it packed in a nice and pleasant soft silicone. Let it chill for a while. Let's have a player on the table, and now we can talk about the sound. So Shanling decided to create a fun V-shaped signature with accent on the lows and on the treble. Accent is not huge, but enough to make sound fun, energetic, and actually non-audiophilic. So it's true wireless models are non-audiophilic by their nature, but in this case they decided to go for emotions, for fun and engaging signature. Lows are accented. It's not the huge accent, but it's not small, so it's mature average accent. Bass has a good depth. Actually, it goes to the maximum depth that aptX codec allows. It gives a pretty pleasant punch, so you feel the dynamic driver, you feel that it's just 6 millimeters, but it pumps nice amount of air, so you will get this tight impact, and at the same time it's pretty detailed and well controlled. So when low frequencies need to punch and crush, it will give you that. Not of course in bass heavy manner, but still with a pretty good amount of body. But when we need detalization and small overtones, it also will give it, and it will sound pretty natural with acoustic instruments and all that stuff that goes to the low frequency domain. And as an example, I will use Daft Punk, Get Lucky. It's just the melody that perfectly hits these earphones. You can't resist thumping your feet because it's just energetic, engaging, fun, and with a pretty good 3D stage, so all the effects are rendered nicely. But of course, also keep in mind that all that I'm saying, it's for true wireless models, of course. So the true wireless models still not comparable with wired ones, so I won't repeat that over and over again about the true wireless models. So we're speaking about just other true wireless models. Mids are normal, of course they are assessed compared with low frequencies and treble. So if you're looking for the mid forward representation, probably you need to consider some other model. Resolution is okay, it's good for dynamic driver, not at the balanced armature level, but still resolution is okay, and mids have a normal weight, that for me it's important parameter. And they are emotional, they highlighting macrodynamics a little bit, not going into micro details, but it's logical for the true wireless model. And it builds slightly above average stage, but of course it's not the fault of the earphones, it's limitation of the aptX codec. And actually normal good dynamic driver mids. Don't expect from them resolution of the wired models, don't expect balanced armatures, but for TWS it's okay. But of course on many tracks low frequencies and treble are dominating over mids because they are accented. And as an example for the mid frequencies, Pink Floyd, comfortably numb. Of course, to fully represent this track, to unveil all its glory, we will need some expensive wired headphones or earphones, but this track sounds enjoyable in this model, and actually that greatest guitar solo of all times, I mean the second one, with all that reverberation effects, sounds pretty fun. Not, of course, absolutely natural, but fun. And actually fun over neutrality is the message of this model, motto. But also keep in mind that it's not that it's step above that level when earphones are just fun. This one, so MTW300 has normal resolution and technicality. And treble, it's accented, so if you treble sensitive, keep that in mind. Accent is not big, but it's still noticeable. So if you super treble sensitive, it's better to test them before buying. But in terms of resolution, they are actually okay. It's despite being dynamic driver, the treble resolution is normal. Extension is just about average, also limitation of aptX codec, unfortunately. And at the same time they shows a very basic but present layering, and that means that they give pretty decent overtone saturation for the TWS model and give you all that necessary nuances. Attacks and decays are a bit slower than they should be, but at the same time they not sound lightweight as balanced armature does sometimes. And as an example, Guns N' Roses, Paradise City, percussions, crashes, cymbals, all that stuff rendered and played pretty nicely by this model, giving you a good sense of crispness and clarity. And probably a few words about the conversions, what we've got. MIFO 07, I've tested dual balanced armature version. They are more neutral with less bass, but with bit more mids and with bit more detalization. So less fun, more natural. What else we've got in this price tier? So Noble Audio Falcon 2 that I reviewed recently. They have a bit more detalization on the mids, but a bit less on the lows, and Falcon has a bit more extended treble, but a bit slower. Probably there are some other models that I can't recall right now due to some reasons, so if you need some additional comparisons, just feel free to ask, but in general, Shanling's MTW300, it's a good model. Especially, it's a good model to switch from something like KZ or just, let's call them average true wireless models that I reviewed and that I recommend for those who are okay with fun sound and doesn't require good resolution or something like that. So this model will give you same punchy great bass, a slightly accented treble to make everything a bit more spicy, but at the same time they will be more resolving, more technical, and also they will give you better battery lifetime, IPX protection, and pretty stylish design. So I think that Shanling offered really good value for this true wireless model. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a nice day.